So we have this quarterly review of financial stability risk, and as it turns out, every time we review them, although we see areas of increased risk of the various areas we look at, we see areas of increased risk in some areas of asset valuation, equity markets, commercial real estate markets. We see areas that we look at, that we analyze the level of business debt, for example. These are all issues that folks here have talked about. So we look at that, then we turn to the final area of our analysis, which is leverage in the financial sector. How much capital is there in the financial sector? And there is so much capital that it tends to swamp everything else. Every time we go through this analysis, we conclude, well, financial stability risks are not meaningfully above normal because there's so much capital in the banking sector. And a way of expressing that, as I've continued to think about that, is that as we calibrated our through-the-cycle requirements, separate from this cyclical ability to have cyclical additions, as we calibrated our through-the-cycle requirements in the United States, we calibrated them at the very high end everywhere. In some cases, doubling what the international minimums were agreed to. Perfectly sensible to do that, but the effect of it is that our counter-cyclical capital buffer is effectively on. We've never turned the counter-cyclical capital buffer itself on, but we have created an extra amount of capital so that every time we sit down and look at financial stability risks, the capital in the banking sector is such that it says the risks are not meaningfully above normal. The reason for a counter-cyclical capital buffer is, would be to say that as you come to a place where financial stability risks are rising, you would add more capital into the sector in order to reduce that leverage so you could get to the conclusion that we keep coming to, which is that risks are not meaningfully above normal. We have never had to do that.